Imagine you had a $10,000 check just lying around on your desk unattended, and anybody could wander on up, scoop up that check, and walk out the door and go and cash it without you knowing. That would be terrible, wouldn't it? Well, imagine then if you could take that check and go and file it away in a secure filing cabinet behind lock and key so it's ready for when you want to go and access it and when you're ready to cash it. Much better scenario, right? Well, imagine your Facebook ad account, your Facebook pages, and all the assets related to you as a Facebook advertiser being like that $10,000 check. A lot of advertisers are just leaving it wide out in the open where somebody else could come and scoop that up. We don't want that to happen. We would much rather have you keep everything organized neatly and tidy behind a good secure access control system, which is Facebook Business Manager. So we're going to walk through everything you need to know about setting up your own business manager, from adding employees to giving partner access to setting up your pages, your ad accounts, and all the fun jazz in between, and demystify all the confusion about Business Manager. My name is Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal. I teach a Facebook Ads 4-week bootcamp training program, and I run my Swift Kick in the Ads membership. I teach many entrepreneurs and business owners, much like you, how to run their own Facebook ads. And Business Manager has been an uphill learning curve for many, but today we are going to make it easy, and we're going to show you everything you need to know to get Facebook Business Manager set up and running properly. So what is Business Manager exactly? I want to clarify, Facebook Business Manager is not Ads Manager. So I'm going to show you what the difference is between those two pieces, but I know those terms commonly get interchanged among advertisers. Ads Manager is where you go to create your ads. Business Manager is where you go to manage all of your business assets. So let's go and take a quick peek at what that looks like. This right here is Facebook Business Manager. Now, your Facebook Business Manager might look a little bit different. I have seen some new versions of it popping up here. So let's see if I can show you another example of what this looks like. Let's go the new Business Manager home menu. So this is another variation that I have seen out in the wild, and I know that at the time of this recording, a lot of updates are rolling out. So your Business Manager might look a little bit different, but overall, it's a spot where you can manage all of the assets of your business. Let's go back to where we were. So this is my current view of Business Manager, and this is what I see when I log into it. And now, just to give us again the lay of the land, when you first log into your Facebook, you're on your newsfeed. So this is your newsfeed, and this is tied to your personal profile. If I come cruising on over here, this is my personal profile. This is where I have friends, people can friend request me, and this is where I post lots of personal content. And then from here, I have a business page. And the business page is what you do your advertising with. This is a business asset. This is the public-facing profile that people can like, and this is where all of my business-related content goes. Now, having Business Manager is a place where I can take that page and I can pull it into Business Manager and keep it neatly organized. The same with my ad account. I can take my ad account, pull it into Business Manager, and keep it neatly organized. Now, why would you need Facebook Business Manager? Facebook Business Manager is, like I keep saying, it's a more secure tool. Imagine it being like a home security system where you have the access control to all of the different rooms in your house, and you don't want to give everybody else access to the same rooms. You might want to let somebody only have access to the basement, somebody else only have access to the upstairs, and somebody only have access to the front lobby. So that's where Business Manager comes in handy. Imagine it like that home security system where you don't have to just let everybody in the door and let them have access to everything. You can give different levels of access to different business assets. Now, what are those business assets? Those are Facebook pages. Those are Facebook ad accounts, your Facebook pixels, Facebook catalogs, lots of different bits and pieces that are all connected to your Facebook as an advertiser, where you want to keep them organized, neat and tidy under a nice big umbrella. Ready for a tour of Business Manager? Let's go in and take a look. So how do we access Business Manager? If you're on your Facebook profile here, you can go into the top right-hand corner, you have a drop down here, and you can access Business Manager right from here if you already have a Business Manager set up. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to bring me right into my Facebook Business Manager. And this is going directly into my Business Manager. Now, I have access to more than one Business Manager. Some of them I own, some of them I've been added onto as an employee, and I can show you what that looks like. How you find that is you go to business.facebook.com. So if you just go into your browser, navigate to business.facebook.com, it's either going to bring you to a view that looks very similar to this if you already have a Business Manager set up, and if you don't, it's going to prompt you to set up an account. We're going to go through that next. But right now, let's get a tour of what the lay of the land looks like inside Business Manager. So I'm going to click on my Business Manager container here for the Digital Gal, and it's going to bring me into a familiar screen that we've been looking at already. It's going to pop me right inside my Business Manager account. And from here, I have a high-level overview dashboard of looking at my ad account and my business page inside the Digital Gal's Business Manager. And from here, I can navigate to lots of different areas. Again, this is just sort of a high-level dashboard. I would want to go into my business settings to make any changes or manage my Business Manager. And up on the left-hand side here, I can click on this menu here for Business Manager, and you're going to see a lot of familiar places in here, including Ads Manager, Audiences, billing. These are very familiar areas. If I click on one of these, it's going to navigate me right into Ads Manager. And again, a refresher, Ads Manager and Business Manager are two separate things. Ads Manager is where you go to create your ads and read your results. Business Manager is where you go to manage your business assets. So from here, I can click on my menu and I can go right back over to Business Manager, but it's going to put me right into my settings. So if I click right here and go into Business Settings, that's going to bring me into behind the scenes of my Business Manager. So again, another way to get to that, if I go back to business.facebook.com, just to bring us back a level, let's go back in. So I choose my Business Manager container here, the Digital Gal at the bottom. Once I'm in this overview here, I can click on Business Settings and drill down a little bit deeper. Before we do that, though, I wanted to show you a refresher that your screen might look a little bit different. There are rollouts coming at the time of this recording, so your Business Manager menu screen may look like this. It's the same thing. It's just a brand new look and things have moved around. It's the same idea. We still want to be able to look for our Business Settings menu, and where you're going to find that is on the left-hand side. This is what your menu is going to look like. And about halfway down, you have the one with the little settings cog, and that's your business settings. So you can click on that, and it's going to bring us inside our business settings in Business Manager. But for now, I'm going to flip back to the view that I currently have for my Business Manager. All right, so let's hop on over to the big blue Business Settings button at the top right. I'm going to click in there, and this is going to put me into my business settings. So this is inside your Business Manager behind the scenes. This is where all of the magic happens. So what are we looking at here? Along the left-hand side, we have menu choices. Right now we're looking at people. So I can see that I myself am in my Business Manager, which is great. And I have a pending invite for Jen to join. I just did this recently because of security concerns. I want to make sure I have a backup on my account so that if anything were to happen to my access, I've got somebody else who can also access this. Then cruising down the left-hand side here, I can click on Partners. And from here, I can see all of the other Business Manager accounts that either have access to my Business Manager or I have access to their Business Manager. So up here, it's People. Down here, it's Partners. So people are individual people that you are inviting inside your Business Manager, and partners are individual businesses that you're inviting inside your Business Manager or giving access to their Business Manager. And each of their Business Managers will have people or employees added in that can manage the assets that you share. So that's the difference between people and partners. Moving on down, we have pages. So in pages, this is where you can have all sorts of different Facebook pages that have been either claimed by your Business Manager or you have access to because somebody has given you access. Then we have ad accounts. And if we move on down, we have our Instagram accounts in here. And if we continue moving on down under data sources, that's where we can see our pixels. And beyond pixels, let's move on down even further. We have our payments and settings down here. So we can add different credit cards and different payment options right in here. And then let's go all the way down into business info. And from business info, this is where we get to see all of the stats about our ad account and everything you need to know, including things like your ad creation limit for your particular account, the email address that you have associated with your account, which is important. By the way, I'd like to mention that I'm starting to see more people have some issues with access to Business Manager because the email address they're using to set it up with isn't matching the email address on your personal profile. So it's a good idea to make sure that the email address you're going to set up your Business Manager with is also added to your personal profile and that they match, just to save yourself some issues, and make sure that you follow all the prompts during setup to verify your email address and make sure you're in good standing. And then we have at the very bottom left, we have a lovely little setup guide. This is a handy little area just to help walk you through the different areas of adding ad accounts, adding pages, or adding people to your Business Manager. So again, we talked about people. Adding people as an admin to your Business Manager gives them full rights to your Business Manager, or you can add them as employees. And I don't really love the term employees, but it's Facebook Business Manager's way of saying you're adding individual people into the Business Manager. And then we have the options with pages. You can claim your own page, you can request access to somebody else's page, or you can create a brand new page right from Business Manager, which I don't recommend. I recommend doing that separately. Ad accounts, you can add an ad account you already own, you can request access to an ad account somebody else owns, or you can create a brand new ad account right from within Business Manager. And that one I do recommend if you need to, and we'll go over all the details on the setup. So why don't we dive into setting up your Business Manager? If this is your first time setting up your Facebook Business Manager, I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. If you already have an existing Business Manager container there that needs some additional setup, we're going to walk through that next. So let's take a look over here. If I go to business.facebook.com, this brings me into all the different Business Manager containers that I have access to, including the ones that I own and the ones that I've been made employee access on. And then I have some empty containers here that we can customize later on down the road. But what I want to cover off is if you don't see this screen and you go to business.facebook.com, you will be given a screen that gives you the option to set up your account. Let's pop on over to this example. You'll either be prompted with an example to set up your account, or you'll have this lovely blue button in that view that will allow you to create a business. So if you use that option and you go ahead and you create that business, moving on down here, you will be prompted to set up a Business Manager container, so a Business Manager account. And how that works is you're going to enter your business and account name, and that you can call it anything you want. I call mine the Digital Gal because that's the name of my business, so that as a business, if I'm requesting access to anybody else's assets and it says the Digital Gal is requesting access to your page, they know who it's coming from. You can call it your personal name, you can call it whatever you want. This is your actual name, how it's going to show up in Business Manager, and your business email. You can put whatever email you want in there. All of the notifications and verification, which is very important, the verification for setting up your business is going to go to that email address that you choose. Then from here, Facebook wants a little bit more information from you. They want your address, so it's good to put in as much information as you can, your address, and enter the address that you use for business use. I wouldn't put your personal address on here. And then there's a little question down here, if you use the account primarily for providing services for your own goods and services, or if you are providing services for other businesses. If you're an agency or acting on behalf of other businesses, you choose the second one. If you're just setting this up for your own business, you choose the first one. And then moving on down here, it will prompt you to say that your business manager was created, but you now need to go into the email that you used to set it up with, and you need to go and confirm that email address, and then you should be good to go. Now, some people have, during the setup process, been prompted to connect their Instagram account during the setup process. If that's the case, make sure that you have your Instagram handle and your Instagram login, your password ready to go, and know that you can log in. Otherwise, it'll just delay the setup process. So that's how you get your business manager account set up. And once it's set up, you'll see it on this screen at business.facebook.com. Adding people or partners to your business manager is the next step to giving others access to your assets, to your pages, and to your ad accounts, for example. Now, before we get into that, let's take a quick look over at what the traditional way of how we used to give people access to your page, which would normally be going into your page settings, into your page roles, and here is where we would normally go to add somebody into your Facebook page, and we would give them access, different access levels, whether it's admin, editor, moderator, advertiser, analyst, etc. So normally you would type that in. I know one of the major challenges with this is traditionally you've had to be friends with the person in order to add them onto your page. Now, it says type name or email. Sometimes people are unsuccessful with typing the email, and sometimes people don't want to, when you're adding somebody to your page, occasionally they set up their Facebook account with an email that they really don't use, and it's somewhat embarrassing. So it's just not the best. It's not a great business representation of yourself and adding other people in. So this is not the best way to be adding people into your business manager, or into your page rather. So what we would rather see is when you're in your business settings, we have the option to add people into your business manager. How this is going to work, we'll add people into your business manager, and then once we add them, then we'll add your pages and your ad accounts, and then we'll give people access to your page and to your ad account through Business Manager. So Business Manager is a much more robust access control system, and it's the much safer way to be setting everything up. So if I want to add somebody in here, I'm going to click on the blue add button up top while I'm on top of people. And let me start typing in Jen at jenstrends.com. Select it here. Now by default, her access level is set to employee access. And employee access means that she can work on the assigned assets. So if I assign her to be able to access the different pages or the different ad accounts, that's what she can access. If I switch on this slider here, that gives her administrative access, admin access to the entire business manager account altogether, to all pages, all ad accounts, all assets. It's basically giving her the keys to the entire palace. And if she is a co-business owner, and in this case she is for this business, it makes good sense. If you're adding somebody in who is not the business owner, then you should restrict that access and keep them on employee access. We have some additional options here. Say you wanted to add somebody in as a finance analyst or a finance editor to be able to see the billing and download the billing and manage the finances. You could also do that. So I could switch on those options here individually. And so let's leave it at that. Let's put her at admin and click next. Now in this example, I have not yet added my page or my ad account to this business manager, so we don't have any assets to assign to her yet, but that's okay. We can do that at a later step. So I'm going to click on invite. An invitation has been sent. So she will receive an invitation to her business email, to whatever email address that she's provided us. And it'll show up in her business email. She can then open from there. It will prompt her to log into her personal Facebook account, and then it will bring her into this business manager, and it will ask her how she wants her name to be represented in here. So she can type Jen Herman, or she could say Jen's Trends. She could call herself whatever she wants. And from her end, that's how her name is going to appear here inside this business manager as an employee. So now once I've added her as an employee, this business manager account will now show up on her end when she goes to business.facebook.com. Yes. Now, if I wanted to give access to Business Manager to a partner, another business, then I would go down here on the left-hand side and click on Partners. Now let's pretend, for example, we're on the 360 Marketing Squad Business Manager right now for setup. Let's pretend that we were going to give myself, the Digital Gal, partner access to this. I would click on add because I want to add in a partner who I want to share assets with. And assets, again, are like pages, ad accounts, Instagram accounts, pixels. So I want to be able to share those assets with the Digital Gal. So I'm going to click on add. And what I need is the Digital Gal's Business Manager ID in order to do that. Where am I going to find that? Well, as myself, as the business manager owner, I'm going to go over into my business manager all the way down at the bottom here, business info. When I'm clicked on business info, up here, right here is my business manager number. So I can copy that and then I can go give that to the client. In this case, I'm pretending to be the client, the 360 Marketing Squad, and I would have them enter that business manager ID right there. Click next. And then what they would do is once they had their pages and ad accounts in here, they would choose the pages I would have access to and the ad accounts that I would have access to. Right now, we have not yet added those into this account. So even if I wanted to give partner access, I couldn't because I need to have assets to be able to assign to that partner. And now why would I want to assign somebody partner access instead of employee access? Well, an employee means that I'm giving that one person access into my business manager via their own personal login. So their own personal profile, when they're logged into Facebook, they can now see my business manager, go in and access any of the assets that I have assigned to them. Now, if I give somebody partner access, that means that their business manager, within their business manager, they have employees and they can assign any of their employees inside their business manager to work on whatever assets that I've shared with them. So if I shared my page with your business manager and you have 3 or 4 different employees and you have one of those employees who is assigned to work on my account, and say that employee gets a promotion and moves on to a different role, and now you need to fill that role with a different employee. Well, rather than me needing to know what's going on internally in your company and needing to give different permissions or change permissions on my end, if we're set up with a partnership and you have access to my page, then you can just go and change the access levels of your employees to assign a different employee to access my account. So it's a little bit hard to wrap your head around until you actually have it set up and are inside of it, but it does make sense once you're in there. So that's the reason why you would want to have somebody set up as a partner rather than as an employee. Now, if you are running ads on behalf of other businesses, I highly recommend that you enter into a partnership so you get connected via a partner access and work on the business that way rather than being added into every individual other business as an employee. So if you're working on multiple accounts, partner access is the way to go. If you work for the company or you own the company and you need access, employee access is the way to go. All right, so now let's look at adding in your pages and your ad accounts. Next, we're going to add your business page into your Facebook Business Manager. So when we're in business settings, under the left-hand side under pages, we have the option to add a page. So I'm going to click on the blue add button and we have 3 choices here. We can either add a page, request access to a page, or create a brand new page. Now we don't want to create a brand new page, and which one of these are we going to choose? Do we want to add a page or request access? If you own the page and you are an administrator on that page, then you can use this option here to add a page that you already own. If you do not own the page and you need access to someone else's business page, then you can request access. So let's start with adding our page in here. I'm going to click on add a page, go down here, and I'm going to start typing in the page name, and you can see it comes up right away. I can click on that and I can say add page. And this is going to add the page into this business manager. There we go. 360 Marketing Squad has been added. Now, interestingly here, when I look at the people who have permissions to this, right now there's only one person, myself, in this business manager. We have another one pending here, But if I go down to the pages and want to assign access, you can see Amanda Robinson, myself, I have access to this page as a person. If I wanted to give partner access, I can see these are the different partners that already have access to this asset. So these are the people. Anyone who is grayed out they're admins on that page, or they have access to that page. However, they have not been added into this business manager, so that's why they're showing as gray here. But it does let me know that they are admins on the page side of things. So that is how we've added a page into our business manager. Now, if I wanted to request access to a page, I could click add, and this is requesting access to a page I don't own. And then from here, it wants me to select my primary page, our wonderful setup step. So now that I've added the page in here, before I can request access to anybody else's page, I have to finish a crucial setup step. So notice how at the top here, we have our little business manager container and it's blank. And if I go over to, let's go to business.facebook.com, and we look at those business manager containers, notice how this one is missing a profile photo and it's missing a cover photo. That's because we have not claimed the primary page. We just added the primary page to the account. So now we need to do that final step of claiming it as the primary page. So cruising along down the left-hand side here, down to business info, click here, and notice how at the top it says primary page is none. We're going to hit edit, and we're going to add this in. We're going to go 360 Marketing Squad, and then I'm going to hit save, and this is going to update this profile image here. It's also going to update that business manager container. So once this refreshes, much better. So now we have the image here, a profile image here. We have our profile image updated over here. And if I wander on over to business.facebook.com, where I can see all of these business managers, there you go. Now it has been updated with our cover image and our profile photo. So now if I want to go back up to pages, now say I want to request access to somebody's page that I don't own, I can click on add and go request access. And now I have that familiar box where I can go and start typing in another page name and request access. What will happen when I go to request access is the person who owns that page will get a notification that the 360 Marketing Squad Business Manager is asking for access, and then they can decide to grant access or not. So let me hit cancel. All right, so next let's add in an ad account into this page, into this business manager. Now, when we go to add the ad account, there's some very crucial steps involved in that, so you don't want to miss that one. Now for my favorite part about Facebook Business Manager settings is adding an ad account into Business Manager. Now here's the important thing that you need to know. I'm going to bring myself full screen so that you can get the full impact of this. Once you move an ad account into Business Manager, it can never be removed from that Business Manager account. That Business Manager account permanently owns it forever, for life, until Facebook makes any changes. But it has been that way for years and years and years, and that is the cause of a lot of confusion. So once you create an ad account inside of a business manager, it can never be moved to another one. Once you claim a personal ad account and bring it inside Business Manager, it's now owned by that business manager permanently and cannot be moved out. So when we go to add an ad account to a business manager, there's some important decisions that need to be made. Mostly make sure that the business manager that it's being added to or created with is owned by the person who actually owns the business, or by a decision maker within the business who is never going to leave or move on to a different role or a different position. And this is something I see quite often, where you've had an employee in a marketing role set up a business manager in their own personal, tied to their own personal account, and then with their own business manager account, they've gone and claimed the page, and they've gone and created the ad account, and then they connect the company credit card, and they run a ton of dollars through that, and then the employee leaves. And what goes with them? The entire business manager account, the entire ad account with all of your ad spend history, your pixel with all of your pixel data, all your website visitors, all of the optimizing that's been going on in the account, everything goes when that employee goes. So make sure that you as a business owner own your own business manager account and have it set up properly. And then you as a business owner, make sure that you have the ad account either set up, you set it up from within Business Manager, or if you have another one you've already been using outside of Business Manager, we can pull it inside your Business Manager and it'll be permanently owned by your Business Manager. But again, this goes back to the discussion about this being a higher access control level, less opportunity for fraud, and it makes it more clear cut on what business owns what ad account and what your business is responsible for when it comes to the operation of that ad account. So let's dive in and go and take a look at the options we have when adding an ad account to Business Manager. We click on the blue button here and we have 3 options, extremely similar and very familiar to when we added a page into Business Manager. We can either add an ad account, request access to an ad account, or create a new ad account. Now, heads up, if we go ahead and create a new ad account, I can do that and I can give it a name and I can choose my time zone and choose the dollar currency that it's in. Just keep in mind the currency cannot be changed at a later date and it's defaulting to US dollars. I'm in Canada and I see this often as well where people have they're operating in Canadian dollars, but their ad account was set up in US dollars and you can't change that at a later date. So that's important when you're setting up a brand new ad account. I'm not going to set this up right now, but another important thing to know if you're setting up a brand new ad account in in Business Manager for the first time is every Business Manager, if I go down on the left-hand side here under Business Info, I can see right now down here, it has an ad account creation limit of 1. I'm allowed to create 1 ad account with this Business Manager right now. Now, once I create that ad account and start running some ad dollars through it, once the credit card is cleared and there have been some consistent payments going through, Facebook will then up that ad creation limit to 5. So I could create up to 5 ad accounts, and the one I already created would count against that 5. Now, another issue I see happening often is people will go in here and start setting up their Business Manager. They'll click on add, they'll create a brand new ad account, walk through this, set up a brand new ad account, but then they realize, oh, wait, actually the ad account I want to use is my personal ad account that I've already been doing all of my spend with. That's the one that's connected to my Pixel that's already installed on my website, collecting all of that lovely website visitor data for my audiences. And I want to use that one instead. So can we bring that one also into Business Manager? Well, one of the hiccups I've run into is that once you create that very first ad account, before you can add any additional ad accounts in here, whether it's an existing ad account that you're requesting access to, Facebook wants you to add a credit card and have some spend on that existing ad account to make sure that it's on the up and up, generally before they'll let you add additional ad accounts in here on a brand new Business Manager setup. So to summarize, what that means is make sure you do your research first on if you want to pull in a personal ad account you already own and have already been boosting posts with or already using, or if you want to start fresh and create your own. And how would you know if you want to start fresh or if you want to use an existing one? If you have an existing one with the Facebook Pixel already installed on your website, then you want to use that existing ad account and you want to bring it in. So we can do that by clicking on Add Ad Account, and you have to have the ad account ID. Now, where do we go and find those personal ad accounts? If I go over to Facebook, on just my Facebook feed here, the top right-hand corner, there's a little drop-down menu here. And if I go down to Manage Ads right here, I click on Manage Ads, and then this is going to bring me into all of the personal ad accounts that I have access to, including the one here that says Amanda Robinson. So I can take that, this is the ad account ID right here. I can just copy that ad account ID. I can go back into adding the ad account. I can paste that ID right here and I can add that ad account. And what that's going to do is going to remove that ad account from the personal side and it's going to place it right here inside this Business Manager. And this Business Manager is now going to own that ad account completely. Now I don't want to do that. I'm going to hit cancel, because I actually already have an ad account for the 360 Marketing Squad, but it's owned by another Business Manager. It's owned by the Digital Gal. So here I am over in the Digital Gal's Business Manager, my own Business Manager, and you can see I have an ad account for the 360 Marketing Squad, and right here it says it's owned by the Digital Gal. So rather than creating a brand new ad account or pulling an existing personal account into the 360 Marketing Squad Business Manager. Instead, I'm going to request access to this already existing one that the Digital Gal owns. So in here, I'm going to copy this ad ID to my clipboard. I'm going to go back over here, and the option I want is to request access to an ad account. So because somebody else already owns it, the Digital Gal Business Manager already owns that ad account. I'm going to hit paste. And now I have some choices. What access level do I want to give the 360 Marketing Squad for that ad account? And in this case, I'm going to give it full access and hit confirm. And it's saying that I can't do this feature yet until I verify the email address entered during the setup phase. So I still have to go through the verification setup process, meaning I just have to go to the email that this was set up with and verify this account. And it's very important that you do that, because if you have a discrepancy between an unverified business manager account and the emails that you have on your personal account, you can get locked out of your business manager account, which is why it's also important to have an additional backup admin on your business, including, if I go back up into users and go into people, even if it's your mother, if it's somebody that you trust, if you don't have anyone else that you could add into Business Manager, add somebody that you do trust and that you can have in there. So that is how if the the email verification was already set up with this, then it would have brought the ad account right in here. And I'll show you what that looks like on this side over here. These are all different ad accounts that have been added into this Business Manager. And then from here, I can assign access to the ad account to different people or different partners who I'm connected with on my Business Manager. So I can click on this Add People button, and I can go to Jen and I can give her access to this asset. One person has been added to this account. And alternately, partners. I can go in here and assign different partners access to this. I can assign it by business ID, or I can get a link that I can share with them and have them click on it to get access. So that is how we assign access to an ad account already in a Business Manager. But just to review here, when you're looking at adding an ad account, you're either adding an ad account you already own from the personal side, you are requesting access to an ad account that's already owned by another Business Manager, or you're creating a brand new ad account. But before you go to create a brand new ad account, ask yourself if you are already spending ad dollars in a different account that already has a pixel associated with it that's on your website. Then if the answer is yes, or if you have a high volume of ad spend that you've had in a different ad account that's not claimed by a Business Manager, and you want to retain all of that data, because that data is very valuable for you to be able to go look back at results, see what worked, see what campaigns you ran, and see how people responded. So there's value in that. So I would highly encourage you to move an existing ad account from the personal side into Business Manager rather than starting fresh. Or if it doesn't really make any difference to you, then go ahead and create a new ad account, get it set up in here, start spending some ad dollars on it, and get it rolling. And that's how you set up your ad accounts inside Business Manager. Let's talk about adding an Instagram account to your Business Manager. The most simple way to do it is just down the left-hand side here, clicking on your Instagram accounts, click on Add, connect your Instagram, and then it will want you to log in to Instagram. I can hit Continue as 360 Marketing Squad. Now, I might run into an issue here because this this Instagram account is connected to a page that is owned by the Digital Gal, not by the 360 Marketing Squad. But it allowed me to do it. Yay, this is great. And right now, if I had an ad account already set up in this Business Manager, I would have the option of checking off the ad account that I want to give access to, and I hit finish. It has been added, and it says new campaigns and ad sets will automatically include Instagram as a placement and can link new ads to this account. This is fabulous. So now I hit done. And then from within here, I can see the connected assets. The Digital Gal and the 360 Marketing Squad ad accounts are connected to this via the Digital Gal's Business Manager. And partners, I can assign partner access if I wanted to with the partner ID in here. But that's basically how I've added in the 360 Marketing Squad Instagram account into the 360 Marketing Squad Business Manager. All right, now this is where the pep talk comes in. So it doesn't always run this smoothly, and I do spend a lot of time on troubleshooting calls with individuals on how to get this working. So there are a couple areas that we run into some jams. First and foremost, let me bring your attention over to, let's go to business.facebook.com. And these are, again, these business manager containers. What happens is usually if you see one of these business managers in here that you were never aware of, it just kind of popped up out of the blue, out of nowhere. It doesn't have a primary page associated with it. It hasn't been set up. It's just kind of an empty business manager container sitting there. That's usually an indicator to me that Facebook, back in the day, I want to say about a year ago, Facebook automatically started creating business manager accounts for people who had set up an Instagram account. So if you have an employee for your company that 3 or 4 years ago, they went and set up your Instagram account on their phone and gave everybody their password and access, and then that employee has moved on and no longer works for the company, well, that employee may be completely oblivious that if they go to business.facebook.com, they might see a business manager account in there, a blank one, but what's actually happened is it's connected to the Instagram account. So what happens to you as a business owner is that come the time where you're getting your business manager set up and you want to go and move your Instagram, you want to connect your Instagram to your business manager, you go to do that and it gives you all sorts of issues and warnings saying that it can't be done because it's owned by somebody else or it's owned by another business manager. And you'd be racking your brain going, but wait a second. This is my business manager. I own this business. I own the Instagram account. I have the login to it. It's connected to my Facebook page via the app. How come I can't access this and bring it into my business manager? But it's because there are these little rogue business manager accounts floating around out there from way back in the day when people originally set up, whoever originally set up your Instagram account is likely having their business manager container sitting on their end. So what I've had to do to troubleshoot with different businesses on this is to have them reach out to anyone and everyone they think may have had access at one point in time and just ask them each to go into their browser and type in business.facebook.com. And if they do that and they arrive here and they see a business manager account, a business manager container here with the exact same name as the Instagram account, then that solves your problem. Then that's the one. So then what do you do if that's the case? Well, what you do is you'd have to go into that business manager, release that Instagram, remove it from that business manager so it would now free it up for you to be able to go and claim it. How do we remove it? Well, let's go and use this one as an example. So we'll go into the 360 Marketing Squad and we'll go into our business settings. And down on the left-hand side here, we'll move on down to our Instagram accounts. And then up here in the top right-hand corner, there's a button that allows me to remove. I can click on remove and it will remove this Instagram from this business manager. And that will then free it up for the proper business that does in fact own this to go and claim it into their business manager. So I hope that clears up a little bit of confusion on some of the issues that people have had adding it to Instagram. Another trick you can do if you are running into issues with connecting Instagram is you do need to make sure that your Instagram is upgraded to a business account, not a personal account. So you go into your phone, go onto the app, and make sure that the Instagram has been converted into a business account. Second step of that is make sure that it's linked to your business page. You can do that right through the Instagram app, or you can do that through desktop. So let's go and take a look here. Let's go over into page settings for the Digital Gal. So I'm going over here and I'm going to go into my page settings, the top right. I'm talking faster than my pages are loading. And then down on the left-hand side here, you can click on Instagram. And once you click on Instagram, then you'll be able to see that in this case, I already have the Digital Gal Instagram account is connected to this page. I can go ahead and disconnect it from here if I needed to. So say, for example, if I had the wrong Instagram linked, or if I had an Instagram link, but I went and created a new one and wanted to relink that fresh one, I can disconnect this one and then I can reconnect the new Instagram account that I want. So that needs to be in place first before you can bring it into Business Manager. Otherwise, you'll run into issues. And if those issues don't work, so there's two areas you can connect and disconnect. One is on the Instagram app itself. One is in your page settings. If one isn't working, go and try the other. For disconnecting, reconnecting, make sure you're upgraded to a business account. Make sure your Instagram has been converted to a business account. If you're still running into problems, then make sure you disconnect everything and take your Instagram and flip it back into a personal account at first. So you're untangling and undoing everything. And then you're going to take your Instagram, you're going to convert it to a business account. Then you're going to link it to your Facebook page. Then you're going to go into Business Manager and request it being brought into Business Manager. And once it's inside Business Manager, then you can connect it to your ad account. And why is that important? Well, if you want to run ads on both Facebook and Instagram using Facebook's Ads Manager, then you want to have both of those pieces connected so that they both pull off the same ad account and work with the same pixel, and that it's all housed neat and tidy in the same place. So that is the overview on bringing your Instagram into Business Manager. And I have to say, as simple as it looked at the beginning, this is probably the top troubleshooting call that I do for most advertisers on the one-off coaching calls. So yeah, I hope those insights help. If you do need any help with this further, you can always reach out to me, amanda@thedigitalgal.com. All right, so let's move on. Next up, let's look at adding payment methods into your account. Next, we want to be able to add payment methods into your Business Manager account so that your ad account can pull off the correct credit card and spend appropriately. So let's go in here. We have the option on the left-hand side all the way down to payments. We can add a payment method. So I can click into add payment method, and this is going to prompt me to enter a credit card. Now, let's just pretend I enter a credit card, and I'm going to pause here for a moment and get that in. One moment, please. And voila, I entered my credit card information and hit next, and then this is the screen I get to. So I can see I've got my credit card in there, but it's giving me a little warning saying, wait a second, no ad accounts have been added to that credit card. So it's saying to connect an ad account for this payment method, please select an ad account and use Ads Manager to change its primary payment method. So if I click on this little link, hyperlink here, all that's gonna do is bump me up into ad accounts up here. So let's do that. Click on that, and yeah, see how it just bumped me up into ad accounts. Now I did go and create a brand new ad account for the purpose of this example here. And so from here, what I need to do is I actually have to open this ad account in Ads Manager and then go into billing settings to be able to connect that credit card. So let's go open in Ads Manager. So I open this and it's opening Ads Manager, and I am in the 360 Marketing Squad Business Manager, and I'm on the 360 Marketing Squad shared account right here. So up in the top left-hand side, I'm going to click on Ads Manager, and I'm going to go all the way down into billing. And then from billing, I want to go up in the top right-hand side into payment settings. And then from payment settings, I can choose to add a payment method right here. So I'm going to click on Add Payment Method. And it needs to know my province because I am in Canada. And technically my credit card is connected to Ontario right now, so we'll do that one. Add payment method. So I have choices here. I could have added a credit card directly onto this ad account from my payment settings. I can add a PayPal account if I want, or I can go payment method from Business Manager. Or if I have Facebook ads coupons, I can do that too. So I want to use a payment method from Business Manager, and I want to hit continue. And it's giving me the issues here. Normally, let me cancel this and see if it'll let me do this again. Normally, you click on payment method from Business Manager and it will allow us to pull up the credit card. So let's give that one more try. Add payment method. Payment method from Business Manager. Continue. There we go. See, I knew it was just a face bug. And then there we have the Visa card that I originally connected, that I originally set up in Business Manager, and I'll hit continue. And I want to make this my primary payment method for this account. And we wait for it. Wait for it. And there we go. We now have a payment method associated with this. So now if I go back over into our Business Manager and our business settings, I can do a little refresh over here. And I can see that the connected assets here, my payments down here, payments. And now that I can see that this credit card is connected to the 360 Marketing Squad shared account. This is the ad account. If I click on that ad account again, it just bumps me up into ad accounts. So you can see how we're sort of navigating throughout Ads Manager. So that is how we go ahead and set up a payment method inside Business Manager to then be able to connect it to our ad account. And then connecting it from our ad account, we go into our payment settings through Ads Manager, and then we connect our payment method via Business Manager. So it's a little bit of a roundabout way of doing it, but that's how you do the setup of your payment settings. And that way, anyone through Business Manager who you give access to this ad account to is going to be able to spend off of that connected credit card. So that solves a lot of issues of employees boosting posts and it spending ad dollars off of their own personal credit cards because they've been boosting posts from their own ad accounts. That's another reason why Business Manager is a really great way to centralize all of this and make sure that for accounting purposes, everything's going to the right card in the right place and all being tracked. So that's how we connect your payment settings. Something went wrong with that. Let's try that again. Last but not least, we need to make sure that you have your Facebook tracking pixel set up. And there are a couple different ways that you could do this. Now to recap, we set up an ad account here inside this Business Manager. This one's called the 360 Marketing Squad shared account. But if I go down on the left-hand side, all the way down, and under data sources, I click on pixels. You can see that there are no pixels inside this account yet. So let me tell you what a pixel is first, and then I'll show you how we connect this. So a Facebook pixel is a tiny little snippet of code. It's a tiny little pixel of tracking information that goes on your website. And what that does is it allows Facebook to send traffic to your website and see that it actually arrived. So when people moving from Facebook land on your website, or not even just from Facebook, anyone who is currently logged into a Facebook account and they can navigate to your site from anywhere across the web, as long as they are currently logged into their Facebook account simultaneously, when they visit your website, if you have your tracking pixel installed, then that pixel sends that information back to Facebook to say, hey, these people just arrived on this website. And that allows us to take those people and add them onto an audience of website visitors that we can then retarget with Facebook ads, or we can take those website visitors and we can make lookalike audiences of people who have been on your website and retarget larger groups of people that at least have more relevancy to your business. Or we can take this even a step further. And when we're doing your ads and we want to optimize your ads and make them deliver more efficiently at the best cost possible, and we want people to take the desired actions on your site, such as adding an item to a cart, purchasing, signing up for a webinar, taking actions that are desired. When we have that pixel installed on your website, we can then customize what those actions are, and we can report that back to Facebook so that when we run ads, we can say, you know what, Facebook, go find us even more people on the site, more people with our ads who are most likely to go to the website and most likely to make a purchase. Without the pixel, we are running blind. We can't see any of that. Without the pixel, your Facebook ads are nowhere near as effective as they possibly could be. So it's very important that you go and you create your pixel. Your pixel is associated with your ad account. So your pixel lives on your website. And in order to access that pixel, you access it through your ad account. It has to be married up and connected to an ad account. So in this case, this example here, we have an ad account right here, but we don't have a pixel associated with it yet. If I look at connected assets, there's nothing connected to it yet. So let's go all the way down here on the left-hand side under pixels, and I can add a pixel. And every time you see that little sunshine, boop, boop, that is Facebook indicating that we are going to be creating a brand new pixel. Now, another way that we could be doing this, before I create it through here, let me go over to, let's move right on over to, here we are, under Events Manager. So when we're inside Events Manager, it wants us to connect a data source, because right now we don't have a tracking pixel or anything connected. So if I click on Connect a Data Source, I want to connect a website, and I want to hit Get Started, and I want to use the Facebook pixel. Hit Continue, and in this case it wants me to name the pixel, and it's very similar to the information that it's asking for here. Name the pixel, and then check your website. So whether I do it through this method here via Events Manager or this method here through Business Manager, it's going to create a pixel. So let's do it right here through Business Manager. I'm going to give it a name, 360 Marketing Squad Shared Pixel. We'll go 360marketingsquad.com. Continue. And are you ready to set up your pixel? What it wants me to do is set up the pixel now or continue managing my business and set it up later. If I want to set it up now, let's do that. And then I have choices here. I can use a partner integration if you have Shopify, or if you have Squarespace or WordPress. Actually, let's just click on that. And these are all of the different integrations that it already has. So I can go set it up through Wix or Kajabi, Google Tag Manager, HubSpot, Eventbrite. These are all the different places that I can integrate with my pixel. WordPress, that's a very common one. So say let's do WordPress, for example. Then I can walk myself through the steps here for setting up my pixel. What it wants me to do is download a plugin that it wants me to use for the pixel on WordPress. So I can download that, and then I would hit continue, and then it gives me instructions on how to go into WordPress, go into my dashboard, into plugins, add new, and then we would add that new plugin, and then from there we would be adding in our file that just downloaded here with our pixel information. And then we would activate the plugin. Then we would put in our pixel ID. Here's the pixel ID right here. And continue. And then we'd enter the website URL, 360, not the digital gal, 360marketingsquad.com. Send test traffic, and right now I'm not doing the setup while we're on the live call, so right now it's not going to register any activity. But once you do install it on your website and we send that test traffic over to the website, Facebook is going to be able to ping it over there and see that it exists and come back with a message over here saying, yep, be a little green light saying, yes, we see your pixel. And then you can continue to set up the events. Like I mentioned, add to cart or purchase, sign up, viewed content, all different standard events that you can set up and then confirm. And that's a brief walkthrough of how you would set up your tracking pixel. So let's close that. And so now we have a pixel here, our shared pixel, and let me click on Add Assets, and there's the ad account. I want to select our ad account that I want it associated with, and I can click Add. Perfect. So now when we go to use that ad account, it's not going to show our connected assets here, but it's showing us here that it is connected to, our pixel is connected to the 360 Marketing Squad shared ad account. So when I go into Business Manager, so let's go into that ad account up here, and let's go open an Ads Manager. There we are. When I go to create an ad in this account, I still have to verify my email address through here. Sorry, the joys of setting up a new test account for the purpose of training. When you go to create an ad, or you go to create, or if you go into audiences and you go to create website visitor audiences, or you go to create your ad and you want to associate it with that pixel that we just created, now it has been associated with this ad account. So now this ad account will be able to see that pixel. And now we have all of our assets neatly tucked away in here, from our page to our ad account to our Instagram account, and including our pixel that has now been connected to our ad account, as well as our payment method, which has also been connected to our ad account. And on top of that, business info, we have assigned our primary page, and we are up here just waiting for an additional admin to accept access in here. And once we have the email verified with this account, then I can add other partners into this account. So that is, in the nutshell, what the overview of setting up your Facebook Business Manager, including your pixel, that's what that looks like. So last but not least, we're going to cover off just a few housekeeping items and things to keep an eye out for growth moving forward with Facebook Business Manager. Last but not least, just wanted to give you a heads up and overview on the changes with Business Manager. I've been in many different client accounts and I'm seeing lots of different versions of the interface rolling out. Some of you are operating on the new Facebook desktop look. Some of you are on the old desktop look, and all of our menu screens are looking just slightly different. You might have a different version of Ads Manager. You might have different versions of Business Manager. You might have your menus in different places, but what I really want to drive home with all of this is that everything we went over, from the nature of how you add an ad account, the nature of how you request access to a page, the nature of how you set up a pixel, all of that, it's the core fundamentals. So even if your menu screen might look a little bit different, these are the key terms that you're looking for. These are the fundamental principles of setting up your Facebook Business Manager, and you'll still be able to find everything you need in your menus. It just might be in a little bit of a different location. So we will update this training as often as needed and keep it as current as possible. The last thing I wanted to touch on was, if you are giving partner access to somebody, so you're giving somebody else's business manager access to your assets, that partner still needs to take one additional step further, which is assign themselves what level of access. So once your business gives their business access, they, as a person inside their business, still have to go and assign those assets to themselves to work on. Let me show you an example of what I'm talking about here. So if I go over here, let's just go up to people and let's just do this with Jen. Right now, she doesn't have any assets assigned to her. So I'm going to click on Add Assets, and I have down the left-hand side here, I have Pages and Add Accounts, and I can click off for the page, for example. I can check off what access levels I want to give her, and let's give her everything here. And before I hit Save Changes, I'm going to cruise on over here to Ad Accounts. I'm also going to select the ad account, and I'm going to assign the access level that I want her to be able to have, and click on Save Changes. And there we go. So one page and one ad account have been added to the person. Now what that allows her to do is that when she goes to log into Facebook with her own personal login credentials, her own personal account, and if she goes into Ads Manager, if she wants to be able to access this account via Ads Manager, access this page or this ad account, until I assigned these assets for her to work on, she wouldn't have access to them. She would not be able to see them. So it's one thing to add a person into Business Manager. It's another thing to make sure they have access to the assets. And for the purpose of this example right here, I don't have a partner added into this Business Manager, but that partner would have to do the same thing. So you would add the partner into your Business Manager. Actually, let me go over to this one and let's give an example here. Yeah, so partners, let's go down to, let's find somebody I can give some access to, Stephanie. So I can share assets with Stephanie, and I have different assets here. I can say Stephanie can access the digital gal. and perhaps I want to make her an admin of the Digital Gal, and say I wanted to go over here and also add her on as into the ad account, and I can hit save changes. And what that would do is it would add her business manager, it would give her business manager, Stephanie Lou Marketing, it would give her business manager access to manage those assets, the page I assigned and the ad account I assigned. And now what that means is it's not giving access just to Stephanie, it's to her business manager. Now Stephanie on her end can now see it will now be able to see it in her business manager, and she'll be able to assign some of her employees to work on it. So the point that I really need to drive home there is that if you are giving partner access to any of your assets, make sure that you really do trust that partner, because the employees that they have inside their business manager, they can assign any of your pieces out to work on that you've given them access to. And you don't necessarily know who they have in their business manager working on that. So make sure that's covered off in your contracts. If you are giving people assigning access, letting them work on your properties, they may have working on your assets. They may have other people in their business manager who are now being granted access when you give them partner access. Getting myself a little tongue-tied there. I hope from the examples you'll be able to sort of see it. Once you get hands-on with Business Manager, once you start getting hands-on with giving access, requesting access, and using all of the pieces together, it makes a lot more sense. So if you do need additional support with Business Manager, if you need help troubleshooting any aspects of Business Manager, I'm more than happy to help. Just reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook at The Digital Gal, everywhere around the web at The Digital Gal, or hop on over to thedigitalgal.com. Thank you very much for spending the time to go through this training on Facebook Business Manager. And I am Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal, and I hope that this has been a helpful session for you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later. Bye.